Hey folks, how you doing? Kanal here. Hope everybody had a great weekend, but it is time to get to work. Let's take a look at the markets here. So the S&P was up probably about, it looks like about 1% last week, which was, I would say, pretty bullish overall. If you're looking at the run that we've had, a lot of times in the past, what we've done is given up these gains, and pretty much all week the market was fairly strong, and you could tell from the price action that the Bulls are firmly in control as of this moment, right? In the past, when we've had these pops, you can see we've pulled back really nicely here. And this time, right, instead of pulling back sharply, we've kind of just consolidated here. We've made a key level breakout last week. That was a real positive for the market. And now that we're holding above that, I think we're kind of just working off some overbought condition here and consolidating. And as long as we can hold, I think that's going to be pretty bullish for the market, especially given the fact that we just haven't snapped back like we have in the past. Now, that can all change on a dot, right? One bad piece of news from Europe or the U.S. or anything, right, can send the markets back down. But overall, we're starting to see some constructive price action. And you can tell even from like the way the market was acting intraday, uh, the bulls were firmly in control. Anytime we'd see a little bit of dip, it was short, it was shallow, and it got bought quickly. You saw that even on Friday when the market was slightly red or flat the whole day, and then they close it right at highs. There's just a little bit of a bid under the market, so that gives us a little bit of a nice thrust going so far. Let's take a look at the watch list. I've got MTSN on watch here. Right, look above a buck. We get a $1 roll here. I'm watching GMCR too. You see here we're flagging right under 25. It looks like, usually after it pops, this one's been giving back gains the last, 6 months or so. We're holding right here under this 25, so we might get another breakout in this relatively soon. MSPD, just looking here, once we come out of this consolidation, we might get a play in that. I like the look on Rick here. If you're looking at, gold, gold looks like it's starting to come out of, it's been coiling for a while. It might come out of range here, make a test at the 200-day moving average. That might send kind of a beaten down stock like Rick right out of this range, into the fours relatively quickly. VTUS. I think this one's got a $4 magnet on it, but I think the real Momo will start if we can break over 4. A nice long base here, but you know what? This one is a little bit tricky. I've been watching it for a week or two, thinking it's gonna go, and it's getting there, but it's gonna have to be watched closely. MITK, same thing, right flag, and I think we're probably gonna tap at 5 here. There should be some day trades in this bad boy. Watching Facebook too. It looks like to me like Facebook's kind of showing some bottom in action here. The real resistance is at this 2250. It might need to go sideways for a few days, under 2250, and then kind of thrust over it before we could say it's going to make a run to 25. Otherwise, I wouldn't buy right in the middle of the range unless it was close to the bottom of the range with a tight stop. But I like the look of it. It looks like kind of the selling is starting to subside in it. SEE, this one, I'm looking at it for a short here. It looks like we're stalling right at that 14 mark. If we can crack right here, I think that this one could be, a decent short. We did the same thing to Trip last week. We were short this name for 2 days last week, right? We had the breakdown from the earnings, and then, we kind of just drifted up a little bit, and then once it cracked, it just really started to, accelerate to the downside, and we caught a real good short on it Thursday and Friday, and it looks like this one will probably touch 34. And SEE is kind of giving me that same look. There's a lot of these type of earnings disaster stocks that are bear flagging a little bit, so we'll keep an eye out on them and make sure that we're there for the hit if we can get it. And then the other one I like is GNK, right? Just a breakout, easy low volume consolidation. This one looks like it's ready to thrust again. So that's it for now, guys. I hope everybody had a good week. It was slow for me last week. I drove 20 hours down to Florida, and then I was a little bit off in my trading last week. Not necessarily in terms of losses, but I missed a lot of easy plays that I normally would, so I definitely got to work on that this week.